What's up everybody, Garrett back here, and it's episode 2 of my newest series, Rad Memories. Now I got a lot of good feedback on my first episode where I talked about the peanut butter solution, so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out now. That was episode 1 where I talked about my memories of that movie, The Peanut Butter Solution. And the feedback that I got was people liked the idea of me not just doing a straight review on something, maybe talking a little bit more about a story behind it as I kind of showcase something. Now with this series, I didn't want to make this just about movies themselves. I wanted to make this about my memories of other things that kind of mean something to me in the realm of what we usually talk about. So my episode today is going to be talking about a figure, a toy that I own that I actually have a memory with. Now that item is 1989's Talking Freddy Krueger from Matchbox. Now this item to me is super special. The story behind this is growing up, my uncle, who I talk about quite a bit on this channel, is the one who really got me into horror. He had a big VHS collection. He had a big collection of horror stuff, posters, tons of different things. So as a little kid, I used to spend a lot of time at my grandmother's house, and him being a little bit younger, he was still living there more or less, but his room was still the same as it was when he was living there. I can't remember if he lived there or he had moved out, but his room had stayed the same. So I remember going into his room and seeing just tons of VHS tapes, boxes of VHS tapes, posters, tons of wrestling stuff. So that was always there when I was a kid. And he used to try to show me some horror movies now and then, or should give me like, you know, little fake spiders or anything scary he was always kind of giving me. He used to even give me like fake dog poop and fake throw up and try to scare me, and all these like weird things that you'd buy at like a magic store or something like that, like fake vomit and stuff. That was him. And he had this thing, and I can remember he used to keep it in a closet, and because it used to freak my brother and I out. And it's just one of those things that always just had sentimental value to me, because I can remember going into that closet and pulling the string and hearing him say those little lines that he says here. And it was probably one of my first introductions to Freddy Krueger, believe it or not. 1989, I was less than 10 years old at the time. So my real introduction to Freddy Krueger was probably from this, or like I said, my uncle gave me a stack of Fright Flicks cards. I'm not sure exactly when they came out. I think they were 88. And obviously Freddy Krueger was heavily advertised on those cards. You know, it said Freddy for President stickers and all this stuff. So I saw Freddy Krueger on that as well. This was another item that I was introduced to Freddy as. And I talked about this on a stream. I can't remember which one, but the main memory about Freddy Krueger that I had, the first memory, was driving up to a video store. I can picture this like it was yesterday. We pulled up to a red light. On the left was a video store called Major Video. And I can remember looking in and seeing a cardboard standee cutout of Freddy Krueger with arms, long arms reaching out both sides. And it was almost like he was hung on the ceiling, like he was in the air and his arms were attached to the ceiling on both sides. And it almost, to me, felt like it went across like almost the whole place. And I remember looking in the window and saying, "Oh my God, Mom, like who is that?" And she said, "Freddy Fingernails." And that's what she told me his name was. So it wasn't until a little bit later that I realized his name was Freddy Krueger, and it was either from the cards or this or whatever, but it was just something that was been embedded in my brain for so long, was this doll here. And then when my uncle moved out, this just kind of vanished, and he didn't know where it went, because I had asked him as I got older, like, "Hey, where's that talking Freddy? Like, what happened to it?" He didn't know. My aunt didn't know. My grandmother could have thrown it out for all I knew, because she knew my brother and I didn't like it. We were a little bit afraid of it. So she may have thrown it out, but nobody seemed to know where this item was. But it was one of those things that just meant a lot to me, because it was always like that, you know, that creepy Freddy in the closet type thing. And he wasn't in the box. I think he was just loose, I believe. But he used to show us and pull the string and stuff and see what we do. So it always meant something to me. So when I got older and I started my own collection, I knew it was something I needed to add to my collection, because there was just so much nostalgia with me and this item here. So luckily I was able to find this many years ago. Luckily in box. I mean, this thing is brand new. I mean, he's in there and he's still zip tied. His hat's in there. He's zip tied. This is like brand new. You know, the box is a little bit worn. It's got the price tag of $21.97. I don't know what store this is from though, but It says Hills Department Store. I don't know that. I got this off, I believe, eBay. Probably, I'm gonna think maybe early 2000s. I was able to score this thing on eBay for a pretty good price, but now I think it's worth a lot more. So I've had this in my collection for many, many years, and I just wanted to showcase it and talk about it because, again, like I said, this Rad Memories series, this definitely has a lot of rad memories on why I have this item and the attachment I have to this piece here. So again, this wasn't the actual one that we had growing up, but obviously I wanted to have this thing in my collection just due to the nostalgia that this had with me and my uncle. And so really, really cool piece. I think this is still one of the coolest Freddy Krueger items ever made. I know Matchbox did a lot of these like pull string dolls. Back in the 80s, I have like a Pee Wee Herman one, a Steve Urkel. I know they made a couple of the cool ones that I would really love to get my hands on. Those ones are loose. This one is boxed. But yeah, these are really, really cool items and things that we saw a lot of this style of figure as a kid. So again, like I said, it says here, A Nightmare on Elm Street Matchbox at the top. It says, I'm Freddy, see the back. Hi, I'm Freddy, see the back for details, ages 8 and up. This retailed for $21.97 back in 1989. Talking Freddy Krueger, love that image here. Really, really cool image. On the side here, very, very cool. You know, it's got just different stills from the movie. As you can see, you got Freddy in the tuxedo. Talking Freddy Krueger on the back. Talking Freddy Krueger. It's got some different things. It says, each time you pull Freddy's string, he has a special message for you. It says, pull my string to hear me talk and make me pose if you dare. Pleasant dreams. Let's be friends. And then on this side, it's him, the doll. And it says, welcome to Elm Street. Watch out, Freddy's back. Really, really cool. I just love the box and the artwork. So I'm happy to have this thing still as put together as it is here. So when I did my movie room tour, I actually pulled the string on this because I have him displayed here now in the back. Usually he's on shelf somewhere else, but I wanted to kind of have him in the shot of my videos and stuff because I just think he's really, really cool, really awesome item. Very nostalgic in the horror community as like a main item that most collectors have or want in their collection. But when I pulled the string, I realized he still kind of worked. So let me go through here with a couple different phrases and see how he's doing. But he still works pretty good for being an old toy. A lot of these things don't work so well now.
Welcome to Elm Street.
Welcome to Elm Street. See, it sounds pretty good.
Let's be friends.
Ooh. I haven't listened to all these in a long time. Love it. And the reason I don't is because I get nervous pulling the string here.
Pleasant dreams.
I'm gonna go one more and see if there's anything different.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. So man, this sounds awesome for being something that's like what, 89? That's 30 years old. Am I even right? I mean, it's over 30 years old. It's just crazy to me to think that it's been that long because 1989 to me doesn't seem as long as it really is. But man, I wanted to talk about this thing just because, again, the nostalgia kick of this item, memories with it growing up. And I just think it's a real cool piece. If you don't have this, I would highly recommend trying to sort it out. Because again, I don't know how much this goes for on eBay now. I have no idea. I haven't looked up this item in many, many years, but very happy to have it. And again, I wanted to do an episode 2 because I just love talking about different memories of different things. And I thought this would be a cool one just because, again, I saw it back there and I was like, you know, I'm going to tell my story on this item just because, again, it's not just something I bought just to have. It was something that meant a lot to me because it was one of my kind of gateways into getting into horror because it was just something that we were very scared of as a kid, but we always wanted more. We always wanted to go in the closet and see Freddy. And as much as it freaked us out, it was always like, can we just go look one more time? Can he say something? And then we'd kind of get freaked out. But yeah, I don't know where that original one went, and neither does he or anybody else seems to know. Last time I remember, it was in a closet. And then from there, no one knows where that thing went. So let me know. Obviously, most of you probably know about this item. If you have any memories of it, based on I think of when you grew up, you probably do or don't. Do you own this item? But yeah, one of my favorite items in my collection, just due to the memories behind it. So quick little video just discussing a piece of my collection. I hope you guys like this. Again, I can do this with movies or different things that I may have laying around that I just want to be like, hey, you know what? I have a story behind this. So guys, let me know what you think of this series down below. This is episode 2 of Rad Memories. And this is Garrett from Born to be Rad. And like always, stay